Hey guys, Derek here with another video. So this is going to be more DS hidden gems, and I wish I had done this a little bit different the first time around and just ordered it by kind of like genre. But starting now, I'm going to order it by genre. And first up is going to be a game I've already shown, but it's going to be Thor. So we're going to be talking about the beat 'em ups that I think are kind of hidden gems on the DS, like action games beat 'em ups. But Thor, like I talked about in the first hidden gems video, is an awesome game. Like it uses both screens. It's based on the movie Thor, and it's a way forward developed game. So the animation is very way forward esque, and like the combat is really cool. It's really fluid. Like you fly between like the top and bottom screen. You can knock enemies between the two screens, and like pretty much any beat 'em up, there's there's a lot of action as far as combat goes. It does get kind of repetitive, like any and all beat 'em ups will. But it's just something that comes with the territory. All right, the next game up. So it's going to be Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. And pretty much all the prequel games have kind of sucked too. But this game is actually kind of fun. Like, of all the Star Wars games, I think, or all the prequel games at least, this one is the only one that uses like 2D sprites, at least that I've come across. And it actually looks really good. It plays pretty much like an arcade side scroller. Like you get into a stage, you fight enemies, you kill them, you advance to the next like area, and you just kind of keep doing that. But you play as like Obi-Wan or you play as Anakin, and you just unlock like different force powers and stuff as you're playing through the game. And there's also like a multiplayer mode where you can kind of fly around and like do dogfighting in the different aircraft of Star Wars, which is kind of cool. But yeah, like this game is actually kind of shocked to come across it on the DS, but definitely worth checking out. Okay, the next game up is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Mutant Nightmare. So, like there's a series of these. There's 3 games, obviously. On the 6th-gen consoles, it's on the GameCube, PS2, and then the Xbox. And on those versions of the game, you can unlock, like each game has a different ROM you can unlock. Like you can unlock the original arcade game, you can unlock Turtles in Time, the arcade game, and there's something else. I don't think this one has anything to unlock, but this game is like the handheld versions of these games are way better than the console versions. Like the console versions suck, and they're just something to tolerate so that you can get to the arcade ROMs. But these games are actually good, and I will say these games pretty much play like the NES games, like the original NES Ninja Turtles games and Turtles in Time, which I think, like I said, makes them better. They don't use like really crappy 3D models like the Ninja Turtles games have been using for like the last decade or two. And the 2 handheld game or the 2 Game Boy Advance games I think are better than this one. But yeah, like the first game especially. The first game plays almost exactly like Turtles in Time, and then they just kind of got progressively worse. But this is still like a fun game to play, and there's a ton of levels in this game. I think they like the back says 50. But like when you boot it up, there's only like a handful of stages or a handful of levels, but each level has a ton of stages. And yeah, like I said, it plays pretty much like the arcade games, the original NES games and Turtles in Time. So it's a really good playthrough. Okay, next game up is going to be Thundercats Ho! This is like a love letter to old arcade side-scrolling beat 'em ups. It's pretty much got like everything you would see in the old arcade games, but the graphics are a little toned down since it's the DS. But it's an awesome game. Unfortunately, it's not a very long game, but it's a lot of fun to play. And yeah, like you play as Lionel, and then the other members of the Thundercats you can use as like special summons and stuff throughout the different levels, and then you just kind of like fight the various enemies of the Thundercats. Definitely worth the play. Definitely an awesome game. Okay, the next game up is Legend of Cage 2. This is a sequel to an NES game called The Legend of Cage, oddly enough. This game is a very good looking game. It's also very fast paced, very fun game. It kind of is like a mix between Hagane, if you ever played that on Super Nintendo, and Muramasa Demon Blade, if you ever played that on the Wii, and I forgot what else it played on. But like, you do lots of like flying around on the screen, lots of combos. Yeah, just a lot of like killer Japanese, I guess, lore-esque type stuff. I love the game. It's a very cheap game on eBay, and you can get it brand new for like 20 bucks. Definitely worth a playthrough, I believe. And anyways, moving on. Next game up is going to be Iron Man 2, Sega published game. The first game I think it's a pretty good game, but it's like this game is different. Like the first game is kind of like a twin stick shooter, and this game is like a side-scrolling beat 'em up. So you can play as Iron Man or War Machine, and like the thing I like about this game is that it feels like you are you are those characters. Like when you're playing as War Machine, you're just like destroying things on screen. You're firing all kinds of like bullets and projectiles and stuff. And when you're playing as Iron Man, you're like flying across the screen like jets thrusting, fighting things. And like there's large enemies on screen and stuff, kind of like in Thor. Except this game only uses one screen. And if it was like Thor and it used two screens, though, it'd be really awesome. But still a very good game to play through, I think. Okay, then the next two games are going to continue the whole superhero theme. So there's like 7 Spider-Man games, but the next two I'm going to show I think are the best ones. And Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions is the first one. This one, like, I'll be the first to say I don't know a whole lot about Spider-Man. Like, I don't really care about Spider-Man. But in this game, you can play as like 3 or 4 different versions of Spider-Man. And like you just progress, you use their specific abilities to keep progressing through the game. And the game is kind of like a Metroidvania game. Like it requires a lot of backtracking. Like you can get to new areas once you get new powers and stuff. And I think that part's kind of cool. And the combat in this game is really cool. Like it's very good. I think the same dev team that made the next one I'm going to show made this one. And this game is the later game of the two. But like like the combat's fairly similar. It's like you unlock different abilities as you defeat enemies, you pick up experience points and stuff, and then like you level up Spider-Man. But yeah, like it's just a really good looking game, a really fun game to play. And then the next game is Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I think Web of Shadows came before Shattered Dimension. I could be wrong. I'm pretty positive the same dev team made the two games though. But this game is also really cool. You only play as one Spider-Man in this game. And he's got like the goofiest run in this game, but it's still a really good gameplay. I think I like this game better. The combat feels really good in this game. And then, like I said, you pick up experience points, you level up Spider-Man, and then you can feel your strength kind of like growing as you play through the game. And then the last game here, but the game is going to be Tokyo Beatdown, and it's an Atlas published game. It's kind of like Yakuza meets side-scrolling beat 'em up. I love the game. It reminds me a lot of like Yakuza, except in this game you're playing as detectives, and you can play as different detectives, and there's like different endings that you can get in the game, and like in addition to like just side scrolling and like fighting and stuff, you can pick up different weapons and stuff. So it's kind of like Die Hard Arcade in that respect. And yeah, like it's just a ridiculous game. The main character's name, or like the guy on the far left on the back of the case, his name is Lewis Cannon, which is kind of like a play on words for loose cannon and stuff. And yeah, like I don't know, I really like this game. The music I think could have been better in this game. Like it's kind of like upbeat target music throughout the entire game when you're like beating people up and shooting them and stuff. Like it should have been something a little more lively, I think. But it's still like a really great game, like a really, really great game. So if you come across it, definitely pick it up. Come across it at a good price, I'll say. It's, like I said, gone up in price. But anyways, that's going to be it for this version of the DS Hidden Gems games. I want to do like adventure games and RPG games sometime in the future, but I won't give you a specific date because, as you probably noticed, I don't upload on any kind of a regular basis. But anyways, hope you guys are having a great day, and thanks for checking out the video, and take it easy. Later.